So my name's Shaughn Reyenga. I am a social worker here at the agency. What brings you in today?
Well, I just came in to talk about a family situation that just really troubled me at the time between my parents and I.
What would you like to elaborate further on that?
Yes. So I am a college sophomore at the University of Arkansas, and I decided to go into journalism, which is a field that, like, my parents, who come from a pretty traditional African background, don't agree with, because they would like to see me in something more productive, like a scientific or medical field that gives more security. And this has just kind of led into a lot of like negativity when I go home, and it's just tough school-wise.
How does that make you feel?
Well, I'm not supported daily, and like, especially with the amount of work I have, it's hard to have that kind of neglect, and I feel like if I were doing something, or if they were doing something, like pursuing a dream and not having the support, would just be difficult. So it's tough.
I can see where that would be difficult. What is the environment like when you go home, when you maybe talk about an assignment you have? How does your mother respond?
I mean, it's interesting. The dynamic at home is like real, I guess, passive aggressive. Kind of like, I'll go home, I'll talk about school, and it'll just be this kind of, well, school would be, so pointless. Or like, that would be pointless if you would just do this, or like, it's kind of a mute point, whatever I have to say, and just like, I mean, she just wants nothing to do with anything school-wise, or for that matter, anything that would be positive in that area. And then, I mean, like, she's just has kind of stopped supporting me in other ways, like financially and stuff like that. And so that's tough as well. But parents are divorced, and so my dad kind of helps out. It's pretty good. And in retrospect, I just really would like more emotional kind of connection with her, just because, like, now our relationship is just pleasantries. So
Did I hear you right in that you do have a social support in your father because he supports you, but it's your mom that there's that disconnect?
Yep, definitely. Just feels like, I mean, this separation between me and her, she just always, like, brings up the fact that, you could be doing so much better with your life. And her neglect has led to, like, a lot of questions / like hardships, just because, I mean, it's like going to a place and not feeling welcome at all. So that just creates more issues, because it's, every holiday or break, just go there, and it's just like I'm not welcomed, I'm not wanted. There's no real reason for me to be here, so that's difficult.
What about journalism drives you or you're passionate about?
Using words to express and like portray certain emotions for like all types of mediums, whether it be like a human interest story of like just a person rising above certain obstacles in their life, or reporting on like events in the world. Journalism has been something that like it's not only like comforting, but I can be real passionate about, because I can sit at a computer or on my cell phone and just like type out notes, papers, little articles on anything that will interest me, just to get better at journalism and all aspects of journalism, from the story to editing to like proofreading and research, all interest me. And when I was last year when I was picking a major, it just made sense. Much more than pre-med or engineering, chemistry or something like that. And
It's awesome that you have that base of, something that you can be that passionate about and interested in, but also have the ability and skill to portray and help, display these emotions, these instances of possible failure, catastrophe, all of these different avenues you can hone into an interpretative means of showing your audience, helping inform them, but also note the importance of it. So I think it's encouraging, and it's sounds like you have a strong base for your craft, and also a lot going for you.
mm-hmm.
Do you think, from your mother's perspective, going back to your mother, you said she, if I heard you correctly, she originally comes from a traditional African background?
Yeah, she comes from a traditional African background. Basically, like, it's just real formal and traditional roles in the family that just like exist around position and like social well-being. So like you go about doing things that will promote the family and you to like the best, and like her being in America and seeing what like America has to offer, obviously those things are like that kind of surface success that doesn't stem from like doing what you want or what you're passionate about, but more about like doing what will make you successful. And so she sees like those types of occupations and that type of path as like the only path you should take, given America, given this like place, and that's just difficult that she can't see what I'm interested in. Yeah.
Well, if you don't mind, this is where we'll end. So if you wouldn't mind meeting me again next week, we can further discuss
That'd be great.
what we went over today.
Thank you, Mr. Reyenga.
Thank you, Mr. Kigweba. Boom! That's a wrap!
There you go. We can cut out. I'll just say whatever.